Welcome. I would like to introduce you to Ryan Reyes, who's our Customer Success Manager and Project Manager for Remediation. And today, what we're really wanting to talk about are the panels that we're establishing for members and a little bit about how we're wanting to use those to promote your services and make it easy for people to connect. However, there's always the challenge of learning new technology, something that we constantly battle with. Ryan has very kindly volunteered to assist us. Ryan, welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Joanne. Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Reyes. I am part of the team at Immediation. We're helping Joanne build a platform for all of the mediators and all you practitioners. And one of the things we are helping her with is to build out your public profile. Again, this is a service for you. This is to promote your services. And today we're going to go through what it's all about, how to update your profile, and other FAQs that have been raised over the past couple of weeks as well to help you understand everything about it. Hopefully at the end of this session, you'll understand a little bit more about what we're doing around the panel profile and also what it means for you.
Thank you. I'll just share a little bit of the infrastructure we've been building. As you may or may not know, we've got a new platform to be able to allow members to renew, fill out your forms, all of that, access your membership certificate yourselves to download if you've lost it. But on there's a page with the map and panels. So we've got a Google map that we've synced to the mediation panels. Anyone who's given us information that you are willing to have a public profile, you'll be on this map. If you're not there and you would like to be on there, you're able to fill out a form at the bottom of this page to let us know. You need to be logged in to see the form. Rowena might drop this into the chat for you. It's got a couple of little videos, but we've got Ryan here that'll be able to go through in detail. So we've got a little sort of coding on there, and you'll see that it links through from the mediator through to your panel listing on a mediation. At the moment, they're very basic, but it does have the ability for you to upload files. Your mediator's CV, for example, you might upload, or a brochure about your services. Anything like that, you're welcome to do. And then on our main Mediation Institute website, we've got a Find a Mediator page. We get a number of inquiries from people looking for mediators, and we have to put through a little panel, and it was very hard and took a lot of time. So that's one of the main reasons that we're really working with the mediation to make this a lot more streamlined and easy to do. This goes through to the mediation platform. And again, here's a link to our map, which is pretty popular. It's had about 63,000 views. So some people are finding mediators near them directly from the map. That's the main things that I wanted to share. And then are there any questions or comments about any of that?
I have a question, Joanne. Just with the map, the cluster around Sydney, it seems to be quite difficult to be able to identify individual mediators from that very thick cluster there. How does it expand, or how does one find?
It does, yes. The best way is to click on this little open square on the top, and then you can use either your scroll or the plus button to find. Now, it is a little bit tricky if people have the same address sort of thing. Generally, you're able to click on the little button. We're not going down to street address, we're just going down to city address. But you can search for the name of the mediator as well. If we've got a number of people with similar names, it can take. So we've put you in the middle of Booker Bay, for example. Oh, it looks lovely.
That's good, because I just wasn't able to easily find my name if I clicked on it, but now I realise you can expand it. So that's great. Yeah. Thank you, Joanne.
And search as well. So search for your name. That's the main thing. I hope members could use this for networking as well, so you can see who might be near you and maybe reach out to them, like Dominique, and say, hey, Dominique, would you like to catch up for a coffee? Which is always a nice thing to do, because as we know, it makes a lot of sense for us to have a network of mediators. What I might do is, Ryan, maybe hand over to you. Some of the sorts of questions we've been having from members is how do I log in? How do I update my profile and that sort of thing?
Okay, no problem. Just give me 1 second. Okay, I'm just going to share my...
While you're doing that, what I've done, we went through our records of the members who had previously said that you're open to having a visible profile, and uploaded that data with Ryan's amazing assistance and what we've used to populate the directory at this time.
Okay, so thank you, Joanne. Hello, everyone. I'll step through the agenda. So basically what I'm going to show you is how to view and share your public profile. I'll show you how to edit your public profile. Joanne and I will talk to you about how to request a profile if yours isn't already there. And then we'll step through some like frequently asked questions that we've received so that we cover everything, right? So this is not going to be difficult, just to let everyone know. So I think everyone's capable of learning something, and this is going to be probably one of the easiest things you're going to see. So I hope you're not too daunted by any of this. So if you know how to edit your profile online and stuff like that on other websites, this is pretty easy. But the first thing I wanted to show you was Joanne alluded to these videos that were available, that I think Joanne created some of them and I created some of them. And if you ever get stuck or need a refresher on what you're about to see today, you can just hit replay on these YouTube videos. So as Joanne mentioned, what we've done is on the public website, on the Find a Mediator page, Joanne has put a section here to help find all of your mediators and promote your businesses, right? So I think we've taken the people who are happy to have a public profile and we put them in this little database, which is accessible publicly. And as a member of the public, what I can do is I can easily find you. So as you can see, it'd be nice if everyone uploaded their photos so that it looks nicer, but we have some photos up here. And this is basically the list of practitioners that people can search on. So what they would do is they would go to this page, they might go for, okay, I might want to search for someone with a particular qualification. I might want to search for FDR practitioner. And I also might want to look for someone in a particular state or location. And it would just filter out the search results and give you the results. And I can see Dee Hardy's here, so we can use Dee as an example. So click on Dee, and I can see a little bit about Dee's profile. And this is all accessible to the public. People can, find you easily. You can use this for networking. You can use this to get business. You can use this to just get to know each other. The really good thing about this is that this particular link here is out of Immediation. So if you need to share your profile with anyone, you can go to your particular page, you can copy paste this link, and then you can send it to whoever you want. And when they click on that link, they'll just view your profile. So it's pretty easy to share your profile to everyone else. If you want to edit your profile, so these are the bits of information that we collect, and this is the bits of information that we've migrated across. And with the help of Joanne, we've gone through a very long spreadsheet, and we carry this information across. Nothing's perfect, or you might want to change some things, which is fine. Now, if you want to edit your profile, it's very easy. All you have to take note of is this email address. So just make sure that you log into Immediation or you sign up to Mediation with the same email address that is registered with Mediation Institute. And it's this one, right? So the one on your public profile is the one we have on file. So if I go back here, I'll search for me because I created a test panel for myself just for this session. And that's my email address, okay? So let's say if I was a practitioner and I wanted to edit my details and they're up here and they might be wrong or they might have changed, all you have to do is open your browser. You can type in app.mediation.com And if this is your first time logging into the platform, click on sign up and just sign up with that email address that is registered here. Sign up with your password here. And as I said, you only have to do this once. It's not going to ask you anything. It's just going to ask you your email address, type in a password, full name, and this thing's optional. So once you sign up, it's only once. And then the next time you go to this page, just click on sign in. Okay, so I've already signed up. So I'm going to log into the platform. And this is what you're going to see, right? So Immediation, just to let you know, it's a case management platform for mediators. It allows you to view your cases and do everything from the intake to the facilitation to all the back-end stuff. But that's not why we're here today. If you click on,
before you go on, I might just mention that we are using, with the not-for-profit Interact support, we're implementing using Mediation as a full case management software. And if members are interested in using this for your own mediation practices, then they'd be able to reach out to you, Ryan, would they?
Yes, of course.
For a demo of the back end. The rest of it, if you are logged in as a owner or a case manager, you've got a whole lot of more options to run cases, etc. But that's not what today's about, but I just thought it's worth mentioning because I know some members are looking for a practice management system for media.
So if you're interested in that, anyone, just contact me and I can give you more information around. We have a practice management system for mediation, basically. But
we're just using it at this time for the panel functions.
Yes. Once you log in, you're going to see this screen here, right? And in order to edit your profile, click on panel. So you're going to see Mediation Institute as the organization that you're a panel of. If you were a panel of multiple organizations, you could have multiple profiles. But right now, I'm just a member of Mediation Institute, and this is my particular profile here. This profile is the same as you saw on the public site. If we go back to the public site, this thing here is the same as that thing there. Yeah, this bar is just becoming annoying. In order to edit your profile, all you have to do is just click on Edit Panelists. And all of a sudden, this becomes editable. Okay, now you can edit everything except this. Do not edit your email address. Before you edit your email address, it is best to contact Mediation Institute and they can change that for you. The reason why I say that is once you edit that email address, that linkage between Mediation Institute and yourself kind of disappears, right? So it really, do not edit your email address, but you can edit everything else, right? So you can do things such as if you want to upload your profile, for example, you might want to upload a more recent photo. You can change any of these details if you want.
And with the address, this is only on the back end, your full address. On the front end, it only shows city, state.
Correct. We don't actually show your address. We only show city, state. Thank you, Joanne.
Yeah.
And you can change all these other details, except for there's certain things that only Joanne and the team at Mediation Institute can change. So things such as your qualifications.
Yeah.
That right now, only Joanne and team can change it. Things like...
Sorry, Ryan. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, we've got that locked so that we can verify and guarantee that everyone in our panel's qualified, because otherwise people could just maybe...
Correct.
and say, oh, yes, I can do all of those, but you know...
Yes. And then things such as what panel you belong to, only Joanne and team can control.
But so in that role field, you can put in other things like Dee does reunification and she's put in there that she does that sort of work. So if you do other things other than just straight mediation, you're welcome to put those, and that might help with cross referrals and things like that.
I'm just going to update my introduction. I might just add Japanese. I can't speak Spanish. Okay. And then Once you're happy with that, click on save. That saves it to the platform. And then when people go and view your profile again, I'm going to hit refresh. You will see the updated picture, the updated intro, Mandarin and Japanese, and so forth. All right, so it's pretty easy to update your profile. All you really need to remember is to log in with that email address that is registered with Mediation Institute. Once you log in, click on panel, and then click on Mediation Institute. If you're only a panelist for one organization, then it's going to be Mediation Institute by default. And then to edit it, just click on Edit Panelists, and away you go. And that becomes live.
Yeah. Could you maybe show people how they can request to be added to a panel?
Okay, let's go through that. So if you happen to not have a profile and want one, we do have a form that you can fill out with your details. And what happens is that once you fill it out, it goes to Joanne and team. They vet it, they take a look at it, make sure it's all correct, and then they publish it. So there is a step in between.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're a practitioner member of Mediation Institute, then you're able to be on the panel for free.
Correct. So the form is going to look something like this. So it's just going to be a link on the website. It's going to go live this week. So just don't mind this test URL. This is not going to be the correct URL. Now,
I'll just interrupt into here. At the time we recorded this, we didn't have the application form to apply to be on the panel yet. So you can now use this panel application link, which will let you set up a profile, request to be on the panel that you're qualified for. So accredited mediator, FDR, practitioner, FGC, facilitator, etc. And we'll review and approve. There's no cost for members to be on the panels. It's just a process of making sure that you want to be there with a public profile and getting the information correct.
what you have to do if you want to request your details to be included as part of that panelist list, you just have to simply fill out your details onto this form, right? If I go start application, if this is your first time, just go, as I said, sign up. And sign up with the email address that you want registered with Mediation Institute, whatever that might be, because that's going to be the email address that's going to appear on your profile. Okay, so I'm going to create a new panelist. I'll just call them Mediation Panel 3, and then I'll just copy this password, Panel 3. Okay, I won't fill this in yet, but this is how to create an account. So that's how easy it is to create an account. You just username, password, away you go, right? Okay. So here you can complete the details for your profile, similar what you saw on the public panel profile. All right, so we'll just upload my photo again, Ryan, panel 3, and then the email address, which is...
I'm not sure if anyone is using something like 1Password, where Ryan's keeping his passwords, but it's a very good software if you are struggling with passwords and doing very bad things like having the same password for every bit of software you use, because one breach and you're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, using the same password for every single application is not good. It's generally a security risk, as you can imagine. So I do recommend using it doesn't have to be 1Password, but you really should use a password keeper type thing. And a lot of them, like 1Password, LastPass, you can download the free version as well. You don't have to pay for it, which is good. Okay, so these are all the details. I have a special plugin here that just inserts everything with dummy data. Ta-da! And then you can just fill it out yourselves, right? Now, there is going to be, this is the test form, but there is going to be another box here where you can select what panels you want to be on. So you can be on particular panels, which Joanne and team will have to approve. as well.
So we'll have panels for FDRPs, family group conference facilitators, and then we'll have a number of different general mediation panels, so workplace, and we will be asking mediators if there are particular panels that you think would be helpful. It'll just make it easier for people to find a mediator who can specialise somewhat in their particular area.
Correct. And then you hit next, just make sure that everything looks okay, and then basically just hit submit. So that's going to go to Joanne and team. They're going to take a look at what you've submitted. As I said, it doesn't go live straight away. They take a look at what panels you've requested to join and just make sure everything is correct. And then eventually you're going to appear over here once it goes live, right? So I'm not going to show you the back end, but I can see here on my back end that I've requested to join. Now let's assume that everything looks okay and Joanne and team have approved your application to have a profile. Now, if I hit refresh and I look for my name again, you're going to see panel 3, which is the one I just submitted, right? And then all the details I put on that form. That's how easy it is to include your details on this panelist page. We're going to have a special form. Just to reiterate, you're going to be able to sign up, put in your details. Joanne and team will take a look at the form. She'll vet it, make sure it's okay. And once it's okay, they'll publish it for you. And then away you go. And then to edit your existing details now was the first thing I showed you, where you log in, use your email address, and then go to panel, edit, profile, and away you go. And that's how to request your information to be on the panelist page.
Search for yourself first. If you're there, then you can just log in and edit. You'll only need to fill out that form if you're not already there. So that's probably new members, and if perhaps you're in a role where you didn't want a public profile.
Correct.
Now you do.
Correct.
Any questions about all of that? And we will put the recording up so you'll be able to go through slowly and watch. But it's pretty intuitive, which is really why we've chosen this software.
What were the FAQs, John?
So one of them was, how do I make myself unavailable? So if people are taking a holiday or they're not wanting inquiries, the ability to turn off and on, like toggle off and on the profile, is that at their level, or they need to contact Mediation Institute?
Yeah, that's at Mediation Institute level. So you can toggle them on and off.
Yeah, so just an email to members at mediationinstitute.edu.au if you, let's say you're lucky you taking 6 months holiday and you don't need your profile up there. The other question is, if people don't want their phone or email visible, that's a little bit difficult. If you want a public profile for people to contact you, there has to be a way for them to contact you.
Correct.
Yeah, so probably not have a public profile. And you could have a special email address that you use just for your mediation work if you didn't want your general Gmail or whatever. But as Ryan said, if you want a different email address than the one we've got, you need to contact the office, and we'll have to do that and change it all through all of your membership records and that sort of thing. Same thing is if you change roles or whatever and you need to change your email address. One of the questions to talk about was, what are the benefits of the profile? And I'm not sure, Ryan, whether able to demonstrate how we can put together a panel, like when we get an inquiry for 3 mediators or something like that. I've put you on the spot with that. I'm not sure if that's possible. Maybe you could just talk through the process.
Yeah, I'll just talk to the process. Depending on what panel you're on within Mediation Institute, if a case is filed with Mediation Institute being the organization in charge for bringing the panel together, there is a way within for the administrator or case manager to do a similar search to what you just saw on the public profile. They might search for a particular practitioner in a particular location with a particular skill set, right? And then for some cases, there's a whole selection process involved. For example, you'll need to be contacted. They have to check if there's conflict of interest. If not, then they will have to put you in the short list, and then the parties might need to vote. And it's just a whole convoluted process depending on like the rules that they're trying to follow with the mediation or arbitration. By putting yourself on the panel, not only exposes you publicly and promotes your business and all that, but if Joanne gets like a tender or a case or anything, and she needs to search particular panelists and go through a particular process internally, you'll be on it because you'll be on the panel. It just helps streamline that whole selection process to make sure that the right mediators or right neutrals or right arbitrators are selected.
So once we've ideally got a few more people who put their faces and update their information, what we'll start doing is promoting out. This is an easy way to put together a panel of 3 mediators based on whatever criteria. So you saw that language is one of them. People want a particular language or cultural background, particular skills or specialist areas, location. Again, with location, we'll probably need to do a bit of a combination of using our maps to identify who's in the very general location of where the parties, if we want to drill in closer than a state base. But we've got that facility, and then we can put through the panel with the mediators we know are nearby.
Yep. And I saw a question come through around the availability. So that availability function is not quite there yet. We haven't exposed that availability function externally. So someone asked, I saw the chat quickly, can I change my availability on the profile? Yeah. So right now, the best way to do this is just to contact Joanne, and they will turn you on and off on the panel. But eventually, the goal here is that we want to make it so that each neutral or each mediator has a calendar, like a free busy calendar, and like people can go in and see your availability, but we're just not quite there yet. Yeah. So that's why you might see availability on your profile when you log in, and then you'll see a little calendar and you can put AM, PM. That function is still work in progress.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the idea. Also, our First Nations mediators, if you want that to be searchable, then we can certainly have that as an option as well. So I guess what I'm letting know is that we can refine this. We've got a lot of flexibility in being able to refine the panels and the sorting.
Correct.
According to the demand that we're getting. We'll also have a form where people looking for mediators will be able to fill out a form to make that request, rather than just having to send us an email or calling up as they're doing at the moment. That's the intention with this. Yep.
I always find that because I'm very much a visual learner and an audible learner, you do it right here and now, so that I can actually ingrain the learning. So thank you, Ryan. Appreciate it.
No worries. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and anyone that attends my practice development webinars, I recommend having a 1-page mediator's CV, which is very easy for someone to show to someone else. So often the person who's getting the information about the mediators isn't just a decision maker. Put yourself ahead by creating that, so it can be. It's very easy for people to share electronically, sharing your link, but other people don't necessarily respond in that way. They want things on a piece of paper on their desk. Yep, excellent. Dennis has asked, can I add a dialogue or language that's not on the current drop-down menu?
Currently, no, but let me take that in. Maybe we'll put like an other box or something so you can type it in yourselves.
If they put it into their profile.
Or you can put it into your profile, correct?
It would be searchable, wouldn't it?
Yes, that would be searchable too.
Yeah, so the profiles are quite searchable. So really do the keywords, make sure that it includes the sorts of things that people might be looking for.
So that means like this part, the introduction part, put it here for now, because this is searchable. But no, there is no way to put dialect right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Can people email us and we get you to add it? If there's certain ones that they're missing from there?
You might not be able to promise that.
I know, I was just asking the question.
Yeah, we can add if there's like a certain language or dialect that a lot of people are asking for to be
Yeah.
put on profile, of course, we can add to this list.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is just a starting list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So we can lobby on your behalf.
Yes.
Any other questions?
One more thing I wanted to add before everyone goes. So, like, if you get stuck as well, like there is this little chat bot here that you can click on, and there's a little AI agent that you can use to ask stuff like, how do I change my email, for example? Sometimes it just takes a little while to kick in and it looks like no one is online. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I might have to ask that again. Let's say, how do I change my email? And it's going to come up with some of the help desk articles I've written in the help guides, right? So I was thinking, so here it is. How do you change your email address? Click on that. It will tell you basically what I just told you, that you have to contact your ADR organization to change the email address. But you might not have that question. But if you have other questions there and you hit back here, there are certain guides I've created for you as well. So you're free to read any of these. Some of these might not be applicable right now because we're only using mediation for the panel membership. But eventually, some of these will also be very applicable as well. Like how to reset your password, for example, is applicable now, and things like that. Basically, if you get stuck, you can use this AI bot. It's pretty useful. It will try to match your question to some of the articles I've written, and then you can click on the article and it shows you step by step how to do particular things.
Yeah, excellent. So I think that's all the list of questions I had. I'm hopeful it's going to be really helpful for members in making us a go-to place to find a mediator, because often people want to do a little bit of research, maybe get the other person to be able to have a look, know that it is independent and it's not, the person being put up isn't just a friend of theirs or something like that. But also I'd encourage you to look at the opportunities for networking among members, using the map and the ways to contact, to perhaps over the holiday period, if you've got a little bit more time, to have some cups of coffee or tea or whatever. And thank you very much, Ryan, for your instructions. Very good instructions, carefully showing people how to do it, and then back over again.
Yep, no problem. Thank you, everyone. I told you it was pretty easy. And if you get stuck, you know how to reach us. But thank you. I hope you understand a bit now how to share your profile, how to edit your profile, and how to request your profile.
Excellent. Thank you. Take care. See you later.